Pryor. Brooke, how you doing? So Kenny Pickett and the Steelers, razor sharp in the preseason. You've been there every day. Why are you so optimistic about this group?
Well, I'm with Kmart. Count my vote also for the Pickett to Pickens ticket there, because, by the way, last year they had the #1 QBR on a quarterback wide receiver duo. Himbo sent me that stat right before this, 97.8 out of 100. And the reason that I think they can win this year a lot is because they are continuing that chemistry, and they are 3-0 in the preseason. Yes, it's just the preseason. It doesn't count. But I asked Najee Harris about that. I said, look, you guys were 3-0 in the preseason a year ago. Why is this year different? And he said, it's because of how we won. The starters scored on all 5 drives that they were in across 3 games last season in the preseason. The starters scored on just 1 drive the entire preseason. That was the first drive, and after that, not so great. But he said that this is the best offense that he's had since he's been in Pittsburgh. And this is a team that is just comfortable and is clicking on all cylinders. They had an agenda. They accomplished it. They spread the ball around. Just about every receiver got a catch, and they are an electric offense. So I think they like where they are going into this regular season.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, they have so many weapons on that offense, and, of course, the quarterback is everything. And all the fans there in Pittsburgh, they were clamoring for him, no doubt about it. He's been a popular choice, Kenny Pickett has, to take that big year 2 leap. So how good does he have to be for Pittsburgh to make the playoffs when you consider the loaded AFC?
Yeah, Alan, I was talking with Deontay Johnson about that yesterday, and his locker is in one corner of the locker room. Kenny Pickett's is in the other, and he pointed at Pickett and he said, this offense is going to go as he goes. And he's right. Look, this is a team that they don't need Kenny Pickett to do anything insane. He just has to be consistent and get the ball to his playmakers and not throw interceptions. He only threw 1 interception in camp. And by the way, last year after the bye, just 1 interception. He's gotten the ball to the guys that needs to get to, the George Pickens, the Allen Robinson, the Calvin Austins, Deontay Johnson. Get the ball to Najee Harris and Jalen Warren. I think that this team can be steady with Kenny Pickett, and that's all that they need him to be to do well this year.
All right, let's bring in the rest of our crew here. Kmart, is Kenny Pickett on the verge of becoming a star at quarterback in Pittsburgh?
A star? Let's put the brakes just a little bit. I am on board with Kenny Pickett, and I say that as somebody who had my doubts because I didn't think he should start right away. And people in that building, if they were being honest, they would say last year, a year ago, like, we like the kid. We don't know how he's going to do in year 1. And you know how I know that? Because I talked to them. But what I love about Kenny Pickett is that he embodies the toughness and the confidence that you need to have to play Steelers football. And what I've seen so far is just he's more comfortable in the pocket. Mm-hmm. He's more comfortable to make those big throws. And the fact that him and Pickens came in together, they have that chemistry already. You see him building that chemistry with Deontay Johnson. Like, this is a team that you just need Mike Tomlin and TJ Watt handling things on defense, and you know that Kenny Pickett, he was throwing punches in a game last year. Like, that's the kind of tough guy I want to see.
Yeah, and Harry, Pickett came in as a local legend. I mean, they loved him there. The team knew him well.
Right.
But you don't feel star potential in him, especially with the weapons he's got.
Star is a strong word.
Strong word.
It's a strong word.
In Pittsburgh, quarterback is always a star.
Well, it's a strong word right now for Kenny Pickett in his career.
Okay.
Right? Does he have potential to potentially get there? Of course.
Yeah, of course.
But a lot of people has potential to potentially be a star. But I think when I look at Kenny Pickett, and I know a few guys on their coaching staff, and some of the plays that they run are actually things that I've ran when I was in Atlanta. He's so comfortable, Kmart. So I agree with you 1,000% on that. And he looks like he belongs.
Yes.
Right? And I think that connection between him and George Pickens is going to allow Deontay Johnson to be better as a wide receiver as well. Because now, in my eyes, he is a number 2, but now he can flourish more so in that role. I like Pat Freiermuth, and I also like Darnell Washington.
Freiermuth. Yeah.
My bad.
Freiermuth sounds like something I had at the diner.
But I just like that they can go 12 personnel as 1 back, 2 tight ends, 2 receivers, with 2 tight ends that can put their hand in the dirt and move people against their will. Darnell Washington is like another offensive lineman, but with the athleticism at the tight end position.
Yeah, the Freiermuth is the number 2 at the Roscoe Diner. Booger, but when you consider, again, it is the Steelers, and that is a very tough division, no doubt about it. Does Pickett have to be a star for the Steelers to be a playoff team?
No, he doesn't have to be a star. He just has to continue ascending the way he's done so far this preseason. He's going to be a very good quarterback. And I think for us, we have to understand what the word star means. Like star in this league, Mahomes, Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Justin Herbert, the guys that I can give you the ball and you can go win us the game. And there's nothing wrong with Kenny Pickett not being a star just yet. Will he eventually grow into being a star? Yes, by nature of being the Steelers quarterback, by nature of being very, very good, you become a star. Just like you do in Dallas, by nature of being the Cowboys quarterback, and if you're good, you're going to be a star. So he has time to do that, but let's not put that pressure on him just yet because we got enough stars in this league at the position. The main star we're going to see on opening night in Patrick Mahomes. To me, he's the biggest star. So let's keep that pressure off of Kenny Pickett right now.
Well, you're talking about superstar, stars, all different levels, but that's a different story for a different time. All right, Brooke Pryor, bring her back in here right now because this division is a tough division. Can you see this? Can you see the Steelers being a playoff team in a very, very tough AFC North?
100% for all the reasons that the group just talked about. And I want to go back to one thing that Harry said, that it looks like Kenny Pickett just belongs. That's one of the things Deontay Johnson told me. He said, look, this guy is sitting here. He's playing cards with us. He's sitting at lunch a little bit longer. He's not a rookie that's kind of uncomfortable in his own skin. He looks like he fits with this group. And that's why I think that this team can be a playoff team, because we know the defensive side of the ball, they can take care of business because, not only do they have TJ Watt, they've got Minkah Fitzpatrick back there at safety. So even while there's this turnover in the secondary with a new group of cornerbacks, I think the defense is going to be just fine. And this offense, they need to be able to score points. That's what they've done in the preseason. That's what they need to do to keep up in this AFC North. So I think that this can be a playoff team.
AFC North is the toughest division. I hear AFC East, I got all that. But the AFC North is the best division.
The Patriots take away from the East. We all understand that.
AFC North is the best division. All four of these teams are good enough to make the playoffs, and I think they will. At some point, it's got to happen, and this is the year. Take that, Harry.
This is the year.
Here's the thing. We keep talking about Kenny Pickett. TJ Watt being healthy, that is the key for the Steelers.
Harry,
but that
four
wasn't
teams
the question.
getting in.
We talk about all four teams.
Yes.
Do the math.
It's not mathing. It's not mathing, right? All four teams in the AFC North are not making the playoffs. That is not happening. The AFC as a conference is too deep.
Harry.
Entirely too.
Oh, so you're leaning on logic? Logic, that's what you're leaning on? All right, that's so easy. Okay.
Could you stop bullying me, Kmart, please?
No, Kmart, please keep bullying him. Brooke Pryor, thank you so much.
Back in the day and now, this is not a cocky Jets team. Are they confident? Yes. There's a difference, and they should be. Individually, they have a lot of talent on this team. They have arguably what I think could be the top defense in the NFL right now, but they also say that they haven't done anything yet. But the Jets shouldn't feel like, oh, well, we're just the Jets. They are not the same old Jets. So yes, teams have to play Aaron Rodgers and Sauce Gardner.
Please say that again.
It is not the same old Jets, people. Everybody relax. Everybody waiting for, the sky to fall. Just chill out. Especially you, Alan. I need you to just take a breath.
Well, you know how it is in New York.
I would get a reprieve with Greenie not here, but
you know how it is in New York. You had a pen and a pad. You were on a tabloid beat. You understand how this works. When a team gets high, what do? We take them down a notch. Booger McFarland, though, do you feel like the Jets are a team that's going to have that target on their back throughout the NFL?
Yeah, they're going to have the target on their back. They should. Like, as players, we get up to play good teams. Like, everybody's going to get up to play the Jets. You add in Hard Knocks to go along with Aaron Rodgers coming over. We talk about the Jets every single day on Get Up because we know that Greenie can't live without doing that. So, yes, everyone in America is going to want to beat the New York Jets. Understand. But I love what Robert Saleh said. Hey, we're not going to be the hunted. We're going to go be the hunter. Like, they got to play us, too. They got to deal with what we're bringing also. We're not just going to show up and see can we defend ourselves. We are going to apply pressure. We're not going to feel pressure. And so I love it. That's the mindset of this football team. They understand they're good. They understand they're talented. Now, can they show up and play week in and week out? That'll be the key, and that'll determine how far this Jets team go, not whether or not they feel good about who's on their roster and how good their team and quarterback can play.
I got to say, I love it too, Booger, but it also brings anxiety to me as well because
Alan's not used to nice things.
Kmart can say,
Jesus.
not the same old Jets. There's that part of you that just waits for Lucy to pull away the football, and we just land flat on our back once again. But Harry, we have Aaron Rodgers.
Yep.
And that changes everything. He won back-to-back MVPs, and he had an off year last year, had the injury to his hand. But how important is it for him? Does he have to get to an MVP level for the Jets to reach their potential, or what do you expect from him?
I think Aaron Rodgers can have MVP moments. We got to remember, this Jets team has a top 5 defense. That's something to be said for, right? And if you have a top 5 defense, you might not be able to, you don't have, from an offensive standpoint, Aaron Rodgers have to go throw the ball around all game long, right? You can rely on your run game a lot more. I think when you go toe-to-toe with a Mahomes, toe-to-toe with a Josh Allen, that's when the MVP Aaron Rodgers has to come out. But to just sit up here and say every single game that Aaron Rodgers has to play like the back-to-back MVP seasons that he had when he was in Green Bay,
right?
I don't think he has to do that.
No, I 100% agree with Harry. Here's the thing. Boog?
Oh, you want to jump in?
Well, here's the thing I'll say, guys. Aaron Rodgers traditionally doesn't throw interceptions. He doesn't turn the football over, and he's been a above average quarterback when it comes to completion percentage. If he just does that, the Jets are going to be fine. He doesn't have to be all world. He's just got to be the guy that he's been for probably 16 out of the 18 years of his career. If he does that, they will be in great shape.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing, is when you need him, you have that guy, but he doesn't always have to be that guy when they have that great of a defense. Okay, so of course we'll continue to talk about the Jets.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.